Welcome back, Wolfpack. We're here for UTL Season 4, Week 8. It's your boy, Sean. His scary-ass team. So we're gonna see if we can pull out a win. We'll go over his team, I guess. So, he has his, Batty Boy, his frog friend, the Chunkadunk, the Cold Lizard, Fluffy Bunny, Nice and Easter, and then the duck for the Easter eggs. He also has the weird squid thing, Yilvis, Eli Whitney, and the big Sparky Mouse. And then we got our boy Fleck, our girl Miss Sunnyside, the dude Ponycorn, the ambiguous, no gender there. Oh, I guess that doesn't have any gender. Your boy Fatzoid, Bloopadoop, Bloopadoots, I'm so sorry, sir. And then your girl. Wait, I still get a male. You make your own life choices. And then we got Professor Pie Guy. Professor Pie Girl, I guess, this week, but, you know, whatever. We set that at random. Anyways, so we got our boy Fleck is choice carved. Trick, because I was really worried. My impression is that people have seen my matches and are like, oh, this dude doesn't know how to handle call mine mons. Like, he just kind of like falls over them. I'm like, oh, well, fuck you guys. And so I just assumed he's gonna bring Call Mine Cress. Standard Lap Bunny. Throughout this match, you'll probably hear me talk about Lap Bunny gets coverage to Ice Punch and Iron Tail. Ice Punch just happens to be super effective against both my fairy types, and Iron Tail is super effective against fairy types. So I expect him to one of those. But overall, Lap Bunny's just always a good bring. Aggron can handle it to an extent. I mean, it doesn't want to take too many like high jump kicks, but if I can get like a Thunder Wave off of that, that'd be kind of clutch. Basically, most of the things, if I get a Thunder Wave off, it'd be nice. Kyurem, so he faced West last week, right? West's Mega is Steelix, and it got O-code by Z all-out pummeling, Z fighting. So I was expecting kind of a similar thing, either Z fighting or the Z ground move to hit Aggron, so we had Protect on there. It also, I guess, helps with high jump kick, but the main reason was for those Z moves to just kind of not get obliterated by it. Because if I do Protect, it still takes damage, but it takes enough where I can live that in a subsequent Earth Power, Focus Blast, or whatever. And then we can 2-8 KO with Iron Head. That'd be fun. Keldeo, I kind of switched in and out of for most of my prep. So I think it started out as Scarf, and then it switched to Specs. It stayed as Specs, but then the moves changed, and so I think last night I changed Hydro Pump to Surf, and Icy Wind to Toxic. Because I knew that I knew that the 3 mons on the right were coming. And so I was like, okay, well, I was going to want to switch in on Keldeo. Oh, Cress, obviously. So I was going to have a Toxic there, and I mean, it would waste my specs, but then again, you know, using Scald and Secret Sword and Cress is kind of wasting my specs, anyways, because it's not doing anything. Togetic is just a good Lap Bunny answer. Granted, it doesn't... I mean, like I said earlier, it has like Iron Tail and Ice Punch and all that jazz, but like, it's not taking a whole lot, at least from Ice Punch. So I could wall that pretty well, and Dazzling Gleam 2 KOs that. I don't remember what it does off the top of my head to cure him. Maybe somewhere around 3 KOs. I had Fire Blast too for that Registeel that was probably going to come in, and so I could 1v1 it. Barring what turned out to be a T-Wave Registeel, which I'm starting to realize, like, why wouldn't you bring T-Wave on a Registeel, because it does nothing anyways. And then... Did I do this backwards? I think I just started randomly talking about aggro. But I also love the Scarfed, if I didn't already say that, as Trick. Blue is Grassy MZ, and Umbreon is standard. It has Substitute instead of Protect, but that was just to like pass it into whatever because, you know, Registeel can't break subs. But we're gonna hop into the match. Looking at his matchup, last week he led off with Kyurem. He can also lead off with Gliscor and Setup Rocks. I didn't think he was going to lead off with Lopunny. He could lead off with Greninja Go U-Turn. But basically, I was going to lead off with the thing that was most threatening to his team in general, which was Keldeo. And I can get off a hit on anything. So that's what we're going to do. And so we're going to go out here. He leads off with his Kyurem. At this point, I didn't see a reason for him to be Scarfed Kyurem because my team isn't exceptionally fast, and so I didn't see what Kyurem would need to be Scarfed for. Versus, you know, being the Z Kyurem or any Z Kyurem set is just really good at busting holster teams, so that was probably just a better set to have. So I didn't feel too worried about switching out to, you know, not get outsped in Oko turn 1.
I ain't no bitch, Chef. I don't give a I ain't no bitch.
So I could fire off a Secret Sword reliably. Part of me wanted to click Toxic because Cress seemed like a likely switch in, but I mean, it's, again, we're not gonna risk him switching in or him staying in for a Toxic on Cresselia, because I felt like I could handle Cresselia with this team. So we're just gonna fire off a young Secret Sword, which is gonna do, you know, a chunk. So we're gonna switch into Togetic, and it did 39.5%. We're like, okay, there's something wrong there, but we're gonna calc it out. And that is a high roll on a specs modest Cresselia. And so I'm like, okay, well that's unfortunate, because I just switched into Togetic and was like, okay, he's gonna be like tricky, and he probably assumed that Keldeo Scarf, or not Scarf, but just Choice Locked at some point. So he's like, okay, well maybe I can just set up here. Just like thoroughly set up, and you know, maybe something could do that, but I got my Encore here. And your boy, Togetic. And so I could have Encored him to whatever setup move. But he just does a lot of damage, and I'm like, okay, well we're just gonna switch an Umbreon. We're not gonna worry about it, and then he gets into Gliscor, and then he gets to set up his rocks for free, and blah 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 blah. Rocks aren't super important just because nothing team is weak to rocks, except for Togetic, and I didn't see a good point to defog anyways. Which is kind of the downside to Togetic is with the league structure, people aren't bringing teams that allow for slow defoggers to defog. Yeah, there he probably figured out, or I think he still maybe thought that I was Scarf, but those were, at least the 46 was probably a higher roll on the specs damage. So he probably could figure it out with specs then, which is unfortunate because Greninja and this girly guy outspeed. We're fine. Here I know I can take an Iron Tail, and so I'm just in here, I'll bobble up something. Except for this. And it turns out to be Rocky Helmet because I was bringing Chinchino a little bit too much for his liking. So that's just like a Chinchino answer. So we're gonna switch out there because I didn't want to get worn down. Because I want to stay around the same level damage as what an Iron Tail would be able to take, so I know that Lopunny can take me out. So that's just kind of like a key theme throughout this match is if I felt pretty, as far as Bulu is, I felt pretty safe in being able to handle a Gliscor, because I thought I outsped as soon as I saw the Toxic come off. I didn't think he was going to be a faster Gliscor. To an extent I could handle Registeel. I mean, I didn't want to handle Registeel with Bulu, just to keep it healthy. And then if I did keep it healthy, I could handle Lopunny. There we go, we got names. And so we're gonna switch in and get that nice paralysis. So I think that's what everybody is doing nowadays is trying to get status off of me, and then I just go into Umbreon and not have Heal Bell, but it doesn't matter. Here I make weird plays, so I was gonna go for a Baton Pass there to get into Keldeo. Keldeo 2-shot at that point, whatever. But you know, I got paralyzed, and so like, okay, well I'll wait till he breaks my sub. And then he gets paralyzed, and then I realized that it takes 3 of his moves to break my sub. Because all I wanted to do was this was just frustrating for me because it's like I'm probably out in this area just looking like an idiot, because I'm trying to stay in an attack A +4 Registeel with a foul play Umbreon, but I just wanted to not, and then I get a little bit of justice there. We'll not say justice because it was my impatience that led to Keldeo almost getting paralyzed. But he does the nice switch, and then he goes to Nerf Power, and I get like the 2 billionth special defense drop this season. I'm like, okay, well, Umbreon's still useful, so I'll switch out. For a moment, he does his C move there, but haha, you guys don't know C problem. There it is. For a moment, I'm like, well, he's probably gonna do a fighting move, because that'll be for sure he's taking it out. Because even then, like, Earth Power wouldn't take it out. It's like, okay, he's gonna switch up to a fighting move. And then I can go into Azelf. Plus, I'm an idiot and I forgot about Terravolt. So in Team Prep, I remember Terravolt, and I was like, okay, well, we can't bring in Rotom Heat, because Rotom Heat's just gonna get obliterated by Earth Power. So we're not gonna bring him. But like, I brought Azelf for other things. Like, okay, Azelf can take a fighting move. They can also, you know, they can dodge an Earth Power, but they can't dodge an Earth Power. So Azelf sees a quick second of play.
Baby, you're gone. Girl, you're gone. Baby girl, you're
Which I feel bad about because it's 0-2 on the season. It's a little bit better than 0-2. He lets us kill that, and then Greninja comes in, and I'm almost positive that Greninja has the frickin' extra sensory. But you know, we're gonna play it safe now. And he goes for the U-turn. And yeah, he's just gonna be tricky. Should have brought Ice Punch on this. I don't know. I'd say 2020, but like, I wasn't super worried about the Gliscor because I had Blue, which outcoded, and I had Keldeo, which outcoded, so yeah. Here's I don't really know what I wanted to do this player, but like I was gonna get Keldeo for full health, but I wasn't expecting him to switch out. So this was kind of just like it looked really bad on my side, but I was like, why would he switch out of Gliscor? And he switched out of Gliscor, and now I didn't get to kill a Gliscor, which I was kind of most excited for. Because if I get off a Surf, I basically took something out, but I wasn't going to be able to get off a Surf, because Fake Out plus Frustration, you know, killed me. Here I'm going to go for Protect, because, like, why would I have Protect, and then, sure enough, he's Drain Punch, not High Jump Kick. So I was like, maybe I can get a, like, not have to worry about rolls or something somewhere. So I should have just went for the Thunder Wave that turn, because that would have basically won me the game. But now I have to screw with this, and so I let Aggron get way too low, which is okay. And then I let Bulu get way too low. So I'm basically thinking, well, I just kind of goofed up these past few turns, and so I probably just lost, we'll say close to like 2-0 probably. Because he brings in Greninja and it's like, okay, he's gonna get Gunshot, so bank on the miss, but he goes for Extra Sensory, because he thinks that I'm gonna switch out. Had he gone Ice Beam, he would have taken out Bulu. He would have gotten enough damage off on Keldeo, where a Fake Out plus Frustration would kill, which I'd killed in any spot. But my thing with Keldeo is it could take a Frustration from, I think it was like 61% was the max. So all I had to do was make sure that the Fake Out was burned, and I was at above 61%. So that was my only way to win at this point. I mean, up until what just happened here. Because if I did that, I basically assured myself to win. But you know, he predicts, yeah, he just predicts me coming in, which, if he didn't do that, and he just clicked Ice Beam, he 100% won. The only time that he didn't win would be, because I was basically Blue Die, because I convinced myself this entire match that Lopunny had something for Bulu, and I didn't. So I was like, okay, we'll just sack off Bulu here, and we'll work with it. So, I think the better play for me would be to not be a Ditz and just not assume that the final move, because his final move is a quick attack or something. So I could have sacked Aggron here. And then I could have gone into Keldeo, lived, you know, the Ice Beam with like losing a quarter of my health, killed off Greninja, and then at that point I could have switched in Bulu on both of Gliscor and Lopunny. Gliscor could have had like Cross Poison, I think is its best poison type move. So that's also something I was worried about. I don't know, there's a bunch of scenarios where, and I don't know the entirety of his team, but there's a bunch of off scenarios where maybe I could have won. But the overall likely scenario is I lost, which, I mean, I'll fully accept and take. And I watched this match 1.5 trillion times, trying to figure out, like, you know, where I misplayed and all that stuff. Yeah, so we get that. That's nice and spicy. And so our Gliscor comes in. I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, I gotta bloomed him up. You know, Blue's frolicking in the flowers, blows him back, and then I'm at good enough health where I could live an Iron Tail, but now I'm not. So like, okay, well, either way, the fake house burn, so I can come with Keldeo and win anyways. But he ends up not having Iron Tail, so I live that, whatever, and then, yeah, Orleans just wins, so. Yeah, that'll be a game. It was, I don't know, I had a lot of fun prepping for this match just because he has such a scary team and he's doing really well with this team. He's improves a lot as a battler over the 4 seasons. So I was really excited to play him and this scary team, and even more excited that we came out with a win. So that puts us at 6-2. I think our differential is at 14. So I'm elated about that because that's probably the most wins I've had in a league. But if we, I think the 2 teams below us right now in our division are at 6 losses, maybe 5 losses. So if I lose out, then I'm at 6-6, and if they win, they could be at 7-5. So that would take over my spot. Or they would be, you know, at 6-6 also, and then we'd have to play for differential, and because I have to play both of them again, then we'd be tied for that, and, you know, we could screw with those kind of differential stuff. So we're not safely in the playoffs yet, and obviously Andy and Destra on the other side are doing really well, so they can come and take, or one of them is for sure going to get a spot, and well, not for sure, but they're looking good enough where they can probably secure a spot for themselves, and then the other one can probably fight me for the last playoff spot. So this is looking like another year, even though I'm doing much better than I have in past years. This is still looking like a really close year that it's going to come down to the last game to see if I make playoffs or not. So we're going to wait and see. I don't know who I'm playing next week. Yeah, we'll figure that out. But anyways, thank you for the game, Sean. I don't know if you watched the battle, but thank you. It was a really good play, or it was a really good game. It did come down to, you know, that one play, but for the rest of it, you know, you played really well, so hats off to you. And yeah, I'll see everybody next week. Take care.